We briefly interrupt this story with another story this week on The Hapless Heroes.
If you get to pick a class, it should be a homeowner.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. It is I, Francesco, and tonight I'm going to actually be your host and DM for the next week or so. Well, the next couple of weeks. Let's be honest with ourselves. With me tonight, we have some familiar faces. I'll go ahead and introduce them, and you'll kind of see what we're about to do here. On my virtual left, we have Dave playing Yeti. The Yeti.
I still have to watch these kids. I really got to get a new job.
Nicole as Uliana Zangiv.
Yes, I think my voice sounded something like this.
That is correct. Sebastian as Nikita Zangiv.
These cannot be all the adults.
Lewis as Morris DeLume, no relation.
Yeah, it's tough work owning a house.
And with us tonight for the first time in this arc, Mike as a Minotaur by a different name, Brock Stark.
For Concordia.
John was unfortunately unable to join us for this recording session, which is why we're hopping back in here. So for those of you wondering what's happening with our old pal Clancy Sheldon, well, I think y'all have probably guessed it by now. He's definitely grounded.
Whoops.
Grounded as hell.
So
My bed.
when we last left our level 0.5 party, and well, Brock is at level 1 something, but we'll get to that later. Y'all were trying to hatch a plan to escape the facility known as Arcadia Heights, which is essentially we use heavy air quotes here, witness protection facility in the middle of the desert somewhere on your, the home planet of Concordia Prime, or Concordia as we will call it just colloquially here. Y'all have been here for some time. There was some schooling happening. There was some rebellious child activity. There was some learning or crash course learning about rocket science in the attempts to, well, initially maybe try to build a rocket to go to space, which Nikita was reminded would be an extreme effort to do in such conditions as you are in.
Perfectly reasonable.
However, after getting to know some of the original crew members of the Cosmos Concordia, Brock Stark included, as well as Ray Goldmain and others.
At your service.
You were informed that there already is another ship that is either built or is being built or in the final stages of production that is supposed to essentially be the ship that's going to be used as to launch the rescue mission, the second, the sort of the operation to save face, we'll call it here. But, to the people or to the public, this is going to be like a rescue mission to bring back the crew, right? Or to try to find out what happened to them. This time, with a new and improved ship or something like that. There have been other developments and things that have happened, but there's, you all haven't really caught wind of too much yet. We can touch on that in a little bit. But for now, where we left off was in the basement of, I believe it was Ray Goldmain and Kenkasi's home here, as they had discovered there's actually a small secret bunker, as this used to be some sort of maybe military testing facility or something like that before it was converted into this. And you are now in, we'll just call it the planning bunker. There is a whiteboard because there was initially big notepads or things like that had been destroyed by Kenkasi, as he is infamously hates taking notes. But the compromise was that they just have a whiteboard here. And Nikita and company were about to try to formulate some sort of escape plan to get out of Whitpro and hopefully to somewhere where they can learn more about this new mission that's about to be sent off. I know Brock has a bit of a chip on his shoulder as, it should be him going on this mission and his crew. However, everyone in the world thinks you're dead and lost in space. So they can't really have that happening. I will remind you, this facility is walled off, right? So while you are in this neighborhood, which is, again, this sort of like circular, or like not circular, but like more like an oval shaped, think of it like a very simple racetrack. You have like two straightaways and like a bend, right? On each side, it's all very symmetrical. The houses are along. There's like a big, gigantic, a big pond in the middle. You have houses on either side. The big pond in the middle, call it like the watering hole, essentially. And then there is another street that runs parallel to the west of like one of the straightaways that is where the main sort of strip of the facility itself is, that leads to the north and south gates that enter and exit. The walls, the gigantic walls that surround this place. And then further to the west across that road is where a lot of the actual IAI, some of their facilities and other things like that are. It's where like some of you've seen a lot of the security personnel and other orderlies who have been, walking around, kind of coming in and out of. And, very seldomly you'll see like certain deliveries and things like that entering in from the north and south gates. But otherwise, right, this place is pretty sealed off, and any of the vehicles coming in and out are all IAI vehicles. But we're in the planning room. And, for the sake of brevity, or, even if there were things said last time, it has been some time in real life since we have visited this. So we're just going to kind of start from the ground up here. That you're in Whitpro. Y'all want to all escape. We're going to use this as sort of an information gathering time now as we enter this room of, asking some questions about the facility, or, maybe start making some plans of how to get out, or how to maybe get the information you may need to escape.
Whose house are we in?
The one thing I will note is that Brock, and you can share this however you want. Sorry, Brock, you can share this however you want. You did manage to swipe a taser off of one of the IAI orderlies last time you were out and about, and they haven't seemed to notice. It has 2 shots, but it's on your character sheet what it does. So here we are. Sorry, what was the question you had, Lou?
Out of character, I asked whose house we're at, discussing this. And in character, I now look at everyone. If we're not at my house,
you are not at your house.
I say, hey, why don't we take this over to my place and just kind of do some planning over there? I got a nice coffee maker. I'll make us some coffee. I'll get some donuts out. I got a couple of donuts, I just picked up from the commissary not too long ago after I got my paycheck. Let's, what do you say we blow this joint? And
you're like stipend or whatever they probably give you.
Yeah, they take my taxes out of there, and they do all that stuff, and it's good. So why don't you guys come on over? You're all welcome.
Are you trying to lure children into your house with food?
No.
Oh, not just children, but adults too,
Oh,
I want all of you to come over, and we'll talk about getting out of this place,
I just give Uliana a look, like a side eye.
Ray chimes in.
It's not like I haven't been picking you up.
I hate to remind everyone, but that's kind of why we're in this bunker. Because, we don't know if they've like bugged the phones or the things that are inside these houses and the electronics. And, Ken Cassie is a bit paranoid about those types of things. And I can say that I'm also a bit not that we wouldn't want to sample your hospitality, Morris, but maybe we do the planning in here and then we go enjoy some refreshments afterwards. I'm still coming down from that.
Yeah, just think it's a little suspicious if we get there and... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's please. You seem to have something you really want to say.
I think it might be a little suspicious if we're drinking some coffee and having some donuts and we're not talking about nothing.
Right, but we
You
need to
just
talk
want-
about things.
I think he just wants to hang out.
Yeah, I think, we just kind of go over. I think that's, how do we know bunker? That's like, a couple letters away from bugged anyway, so.
Do you have video games?
Yeah, I got a video game or two that I bought. Got 3K. I'm pretty sure we're in 3K right now. Got a couple of 3K games. Yeah, you come on over. We got all that.
I'm down. I mean,
Oh yeah, we can wait. We can figure it out here too. It's a little, it's a little tight in here.
Whatever we do, we just gotta keep. If we can keep both of the children together, that would keep me calm.
okay. Mr. Yeti,
Yeah.
you're doing so good. Just breathe. Hands cup of coffee.
Yeah, there is a
Now,
coffee machine down here.
Yes, Yeti is just drinking one after another.
I'm interested
Let's
in
all-
getting out of here too because I'm looking to diversify my portfolio now that I kind of started from the ground up. But I
sorry.
don't really know what the best way to get out of here is. So I'm open to all kind of things that you guys got.
At this point, Argenta Forenza, the Dragonborn, the sort of first mate of the original crew, has joined everybody down here, and she says, "Oh, you don't think you actually own that house, do you?"
Yeah, more or less. It's kind of my thing.
Nikita's just behind him, like trying to signal the dragon, like, don't do it.
we don't talk about
Don't
that.
tell him. Don't tell him.
I mean, I'm sure that you are. I'm sure that you seem very proud of that.
I warned
Listen,
her.
how about we talk about some plans here? I feel like this is the first time we've seen any sort of serious
what I'm
action
saying.
when it came to planning, and then we'll go maybe have a drink at your place. How does that sound?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Of
saying.
course.
What are people thinking on how to get out of here?
Nikita raises his hand. Just waits.
I mean, yeah, the floor is yours.
Oh, no, he's... Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, the little
Go-
one on the ground over there. What's up?
I mean,
don't
he's
know
not very
that-
little. They are like they look like little Levs. You know what I mean? So like,
I
they're still
imagine my
pretty big.
lads just being like,
Yeah.
Yeah, little
I-
Lev is still like a bug-sized person or a person-sized
Yeah.
bug.
Right.
oh, that actually kind of weirdly makes a lot of sense to me now. I always imagine them being really small for some reason. It's okay. Anyway,
Smaller
I,
than Lev.
I don't understand why we are discussing. Very simple. We find house, not your house, Maurice, Mr. Maurice, but we find our house. We set it on fire, and we wait for them to go respond to fire, and then we leave.
Yeah, that's a good
And if
idea.
it doesn't work, we set another house on fire, and we just keep doing that until they're all on fire.
No, I
we
like
leave.
this a lot. I just opened up a very lucrative insurance policy on my home. So, as long as I need to go get a receipt so I can make sure I'm not anywhere near when the fire started.
Liana writes fire on the whiteboard.
Argenta does chime in one more time. I'm sorry. Where did you get this insurance policy? And please don't tell me it was from some person emailing you with an offer.
You got one of
That-
those too? It was, yeah, it was a great deal, and I just couldn't turn it down, honestly. So,
That and that Verdarian prince. He also needed some money.
hey, there's nothing wrong with being
Argenta
friendly.
turns to Brock and to Ray, and she just says, "Are we sure that we want to involve these folks at all? They seem like maybe they're not, cut out for this sort of thing. Mean no offense."
Under fire, Uliana writes bees. No explanation. Moves to
I
the
mean,
next line.
we all started somewhere, right? So let's give them a chance. Let's see what they can bring to the table.
I mean, yeah, it's not like any of us have had any great ideas that have really. The whiteboard's empty, and I know that's not just because Kankasi comes down and erases it every night.
Excuse me, the whiteboard is not empty. There are two very good plans on the board.
No, I'm saying this is the most action that the whiteboard has seen
Oh,
in some
Yes.
time. Yes.
yes. Bees.
Anyway,
This is a good plan too.
how about maybe we talk about, I don't know. What happens? How do we actually leave? I mean, whatever distractions we can think about that these are all fine ideas. Although I would maybe avoid the whole arson thing if we don't want to, get caught with any charges. You children might be charged as minors, but well, the rest of us adults might be dealing with some serious property damage offenses here. And well,
Also, I'm
What is
allergic
that?
to bees.
Oh. Uliana, cross out the bees one.
Uliana crosses out bees and then adds a note, like a little asterisk, and puts "Children will start the fires."
Yes, you have improved on this plan. This is a better plan now. Thank you.
but then, when we say just leave, that's been the issue for us. You see, there's always at least 4, if not more, of the personnel like in each tower leaving the gates.
Oh.
Yeah, and we don't really know what's on the other side, too. I know what's...
Plus a few checkpoint towers. Well, yes. The thing is, if our assumptions are correct, and from what Brock was telling us the other day are correct, we might not be too far from the facility where they did some of the initial rocket testing and where we did some of our training, to get ready to be astronauts and explore space. Right, Brock?
Right. I said that.
Right. Yeah. Right. You've been hitting the sauce with Ray too much, Brock.
I'm coming up. I'll be fine in about an hour. Just give me some time.
Anyway, security here is tight. I haven't really been able to see any sort of break in the schedules. There's always overlap. They feel like they've planned this intentionally. But there are deliveries that come through every so often, and there are vehicles that they do leave on site. So we have transportation, but stealing any of that stuff is, again, like we're looking at, this is complicated and this could be dangerous. Yes, Nikita, you have a hand up.
Yes, sorry. I have had the carpet changed in our house several times since being here. They still haven't gotten it right, but every time they do, they show up in van.
Okay.
So we order new carpet, we wait for them to show up in van, we take old carpet, we dispose of the bodies, and then we get in van and drive away.
Whoa. When you say dispose of the we're not killing anyone.
Oh, no, it's a metaphor from back when I worked in my dad's store. We charmed them out of their store with new carpet. Don't forget wearing full Russian tracksuit. Pinky ring.
Right. Yeah. Imagine again. Now that we have artwork for Lev, right? Imagine a smaller version of that wearing a tracksuit.
Newspaper under his armpit.
Because there's no you have barely, your shoulders are just kind of your neck too, like the way it rests up here, right? And it's right. You're just kind of.
Uliana has written "kill carpet installer steel van" on the whiteboard.
This is a very good plan. You're doing very
Uliana
well.
also wearing a tracksuit.
I always imagine them as the pill bugs from A Bug's Life.
Yeah.
And they haven't grown into their adult features yet.
We
I
might
do have a
possibly
nubby little
get
horn
shirts.
because I've tried to impale someone with it.
Yeah, like your horn still hasn't reached full,
But it's
full
a little,
length
it's
yet, right?
got a little nub
Yeah.
going on.
It's just a little nub.
So I don't see anything wrong with the plan that we have. You keep bringing up things that are wrong, but what you're saying technically is not wrong. It's just illegal. But we're already in jail. We cannot leave. Committing more crimes does not do anything for us. They can't put us in regular jail because all of the adults are supposed to be dead.
You see Kenkasi make some gestures at Ray and make some strange whistling sounds. Because you remember before when he spoke, he always spoke in other people's voices, but now you hear him almost this time speaking verbally, but in sounds that aren't necessarily it's almost like clicks and Lou, can I just get for the Foley? Thank you. A few of those as well.
The sound of freedom.
Like gesturing in circles and doing certain things like that. And Ray goes, right. Well, Kenkasi's also saying that we could potentially, if we either get out of there or even if we could, if we can't find a way out of here, we do have a second option of there is a radio tower. We could potentially broadcast something, maybe get the truth out. You know what I mean? Go do we'll call it the nuclear option. Tell people we're here, that it wasn't us that got sent into space and that we should be the ones on that rocket. And then we get the public on our side.
Yes. Hey, world, we're incompetent.
He said it this time. I didn't say that.
I know that this is something that we're all thinking from time to time, but we just don't know what's on the other side, We got to figure that out. We got to see what's on the other side of those doors.
I also don't see how this plan of
It's
yours
desert.
does anything good for anyone except for you guys.
I mean, desert.
And Argenta pipes up again. I didn't suggest bringing anyone else into this plan. This was supposed to be just for us, and now we have Ray and Brock seem to have invited guests.
The more the merrier.
I mean, we can't take you into space with us.
Sure, you could.
And really, we're trying to go to plead our case because we don't even think that the rest of many of the other AI staff even know we're alive.
You're gonna see Nikita get like a little bit of a swagger, kind of puff his chest up, kind of like walk to the room with like a saunter, kind of mimicking what Lev would do when he's like trying to puff his chest up. You are going to take us with you, and you're going to like it. He points his pinky ring finger at her, and he's trying to be intimidating.
You're trying to be intimidating. Okay, sure. Go for it.
Ooh, 15 on the die, plus 4. That's a 19. I'm a small in stature, so it wouldn't.
Fortunately,
Oh,
Bastion, I rolled a dirty 20.
ew. That's
However,
filthy. That is filthy.
you see that, she's on this sort of like very like, dragon-like face that she has, right? She is a dragonborn, but again, like dragons are very mythological at this point. No one actually has ever seen a dragon, like a real dragon, you know what I mean? But that's just the name or the moniker for this sort of species to differentiate them from the lizard folk who also exist here on this planet. And she's, you see that she does smile, as you kind of, again, stand up to her. But she didn't get here for just being, a good, a good first mate, right? Like she's tough too. And you are a child still. And so she just looks at you, she says, listen, I'm happy to modify the plan to ensure that we can get you to safety because at the same time, for better or worse, you are all relatively safe here, but if you wish to try to get back, you have to think about what comes along with that. Everyone here knows something that the rest of the world doesn't. The rest of every Concordian and every Verdaran has no idea what actually happened almost a year ago now. All right, they all think we're dead. And so all the people you knew, all your classmates or whomever, you had to move away or some other excuse that the IAI drummed up. I can't in good conscience bring you along on our mission. And I think Brock would agree. I just think that is a risk we cannot take. Or is trying to take you into space. But maybe we can pivot here. Maybe we can get the word out. Something else is going on.
This isn't their mission. I mean, the two of them are the kids of one of them who took the ship. I said they want to get to their parent. This is their mission. And me, I'm their babysitter.
No,
This
our
is
mission-
my mission too.
Yeah, your mission is to keep
Fuck
them
yeah.
safe. Our mission is to go get back their father, who should not have been on that spaceship to begin with. And I think it's all of us, and she points to the OG crew, including myself, feel a little guilt about that. Because we partied too hard. We, and maybe Brock, convinced us that taking photos of everybody and everyone's costumes was a good idea. Putting you on the ship and posing on the ship. And
That is how it happened.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boo-hoo. You're not as professional as you thought. It's all right.
You're
I
not
don't know why
making
that
much of
became
a case
Australian,
here.
but
You're not making much of a case here. You are obviously incompetent the first time. But we do need your expertise. So here's the thing. I love your plan of dropping us off in the world with no real connections or money or anything and just expecting us to survive. But I have a counter plan. We help you find my dad. We obviously are very useful. Look at plan. Points at the fucking board.
B's crossed out.
He's got
Arson. Hits will start the fire.
arson's still on the table. I'm just saying.
We are clearly very skilled.
Kill Kenku was written on it, but then crossed out, and then a question mark was written afterwards.
Nobody
just
knows
been
who wrote the Kill
side-eyeing.
Kenku, though.
She's just been side-eyeing the Kenku the whole time. Now listen, I understand that you're worried. We are children, yes. But we can keep the ship clean. And we are very good at organization and the good stuff, you know what I mean? We can help you, but you have to help us.
What are you trying to get out of this? Truly. And I'm not even just looking at you, kids. I'm actually looking at the adults in the room. I'm sorry. What are you trying to get out of this? What do you stand to gain?
A diversified
Anything.
portfolio, if I'm lucky, honestly. I'm looking to get
Sorry,
into
Yeti,
the
what
rental
did you say?
business.
Anything. Literally anything at all. I'm the failed babysitter of two kids who should probably be not only babysitting me, but the rest of the other 5 adults in the room.
Flashback to Ulyana cooking, Nikita taking care of the house. Wow.
I had a
Yeti
job.
has a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Morris had a job.
So yeah, anywhere but here. And it's not like I've got some sort of identity to leave behind or something to lose, because, well, frankly, I was a loser to begin with. Here's my opportunity to do something, anything, that isn't that. Maybe follow along with the kids. Maybe finally, pull the mission out of my ass or something, I don't know. I'm certainly not going to sit around here.
I am loving this new era for you. You are killing it.
All right, how about this? We figure out how to get out of here. And we try to figure out how to keep you safe in the process. I still don't know if bringing you to space is even the right idea, and whether we're even going to be able to get the ship off the ground without any sort of actual authorization or getting people to rally behind us. We were just 5 people before this. Okay? We're trained extensively for a mission that we should have been on.
Yes, and 6 people who weren't trained for the mission took the mission right out from under your noses.
You have to admit, it doesn't look very good.
Yeti, who was in the control room that day?
Wasn't me.
Oh, sick burn.
I mean, you were literally at mission control. You were talking to them.
Was he the mission controller?
Yes.
I can't even remember.
Yes,
This is even
that's
better.
how that's how he's involved in all of this, because he was the person who talked to Lev when we called down to mission control at the IAI, and Yeti was the one on the phone.
Well, you know
on
what?
the radio.
They sounded competent.
Ada is very competent.
There is no way that's true. They didn't spend years preparing for this. I'm sorry, what did you say your dad did, Nikita and Ulyana?
Upholstery and carpeting.
Okay. and you took a day-long course on rocket science and suddenly think that you
Duh.
know how to be an astronaut? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to help you understand the gravity of what you are willingly trying to sign yourself up for.
I think we
Literally
understand.
and figuratively.
But I think you have to understand that we are looking at the original crew and you don't inspire much confidence. So I fully believe if you can do it, Mr. Yeti can do it.
Would you like to? Are you going to be the voice of reason here, Yeti, or are you going to? I mean, listen. I asked this question not to suggest anything at all. I'm just simply asking.
Kill Dragon Lady has somehow made it out of the board and been crossed out. All of these are in different handwriting too, by the way. Not a single handwriting is the same.
If the 5 of you were going to do it, you'd have done it already. Take us, a van, a little bit of carpet, maybe some coveralls. I hope some coveralls.
That'd be great.
We could get this job done. I'll roll persuasion with that.
Yeah, why not? Do it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
These people are very clearly down on their luck, and it's not
They're
like
desperate.
Yeah, they're desperate. It's not a good roll for me.
Oh no.
17 plus 1, 18.
Yeah. You see like kind of this look, like you sort of almost see this sort of like, I don't know, like realization wash over her face, and the rest of the crew look around each other, and eventually Ray looks at you, Ray, and he's like, well, Ray, I mean, you're the captain. What do you say? Bring him along for the ride?
First, my name's Brock, not Ray. You're
What did I
Ray.
say? I'm Ray. Yeah.
You said Ray looked at Ray and said Ray, and I was like, what?
He's still hungover, ladies and gentlemen. He has been day drinking. Sorry, Brock, you're the captain.
Yes, I am. And you know what? Like I said before, we all started somewhere. And I just feel like giving these young men and women a chance to prove themselves. And to be honest with you, Argenta, we didn't do so good the first time.
You didn't even have
Hey!
the chance to do it the first time, but maybe you're right. Maybe we just make this plan happen. We get out and then we go from there. Okay, I can't be here another day.
Rewrite down, start fires.
And
All
think
right, well.
think of the press. Young children go and rescue their father, and crew helps them.
And the residuals from that story.
We would be
We
heroes.
just
We'd
don't
be
know
rich.
what's out there. We just don't know what's out there. And maybe we can at least make a big enough impact here, or like, raise enough eyebrows to, even if this mission, because I doubt we're going to be able to get off the ground, but we can at least maybe call some attention to the fact that things aren't what they seem out there, and people deserve to know. So let's do this. Let's make some noise. You said something about ordering a carpet?
Yes.
Let's make that call in the morning. I'll work with the rest of the folks, and we'll see about maybe trying to help maybe disable, or even if we can't do that, persuade the folks who drive the van up in here. And then we have to get out of the gates. And we've been still struggling with that part.
Points at whiteboard. I feel like we have very easy plan.
I mean, they're not going to send every guard over to investigate a fire.
You're right. That's why we have 2 fighters.
It's logical.
Oh shit! That's good. I'm going to give you inspiration for that, just because that's very funny.
Yes.
It was very good.
I will use it irresponsibly.
Fires.
Of course. Okay. I mean, I'm warming up to this idea. I
Haha!
haven't made a joke in a while. That felt good. Okay. All right. Ray goes, well, and how about, okay, listen, my wrestling days are long behind me too. All right. But, I could probably, I don't know, tie some people up a little bit, if we need to buy us a little time. If you know what I mean. I think I still got it.
We believe you? Does he look like he's still got it?
I mean, he's, he looks a little ragged still. Like his mane is very matted. He looks maybe a little more wrinkly than maybe he did in his prime, but it's not like he is not physically fit. He's just, maybe he looks like he's let himself go a tad over the last few years. But he's still fit enough to, again, be selected for a space mission, regardless of how competent or incompetent we think people are.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to do, I guess. Is anyone else? I am not good at the dirty work, if you know what I mean. So
Ray looks at Kenkasi and he goes, "You think you can maybe help with? Maybe we could do a distraction at the gate too, just to if any other eyes are still there, we could, maybe you could just try to get him to open it or something." You see Kenkasi kind of stroke his beak for a moment, raise a feathery finger, and just nod enthusiastically. And you see him scurry up the stairs and disappear.
Oh, there he goes.
All right, so we do this in the morning.
What time?
I mean, whenever you can get the carpet delivered. I don't know. It's like kind of it's kind of nighttime now.
Right.
It's like 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. right now or something like that.
I am on a strict schedule. I'm doing a cleanse, so I need to know when I'm waking up. I think 6:15.
Yeah, that's no good for me. The paper boy comes out around then, and I want to read the paper before we get out of here. So
Pulls
maybe
out a notepad.
afterwards.
Licks his pencils. Like, all right, maybe we can pencil you in 8:30. Maybe that seems pretty. Seems like an open time for everybody.
Yeah, that works for me. Yeah.
8:30, Mr. Yeti. 8:30.
Yeah. As long as my morning lawn mowing doesn't go long, I think we should be good. Yeah.
Oh, should we push to 8:45 to make sure? I know how you
can
like
never
to
be too
brush your
careful.
hair. Yeah, there you go. 8:45. 8:45 work for everybody? Oriana, 8:45?
Yes. Liliana's been again adding to notes on the whiteboard. There's now a picture of like two dead stick figures rolled up in little like mini carpet rolls, and like a picture of a van's been added. Steel spaceship with a few question marks beside it.
Okay, next. Who is bringing coffee? we can cut.
Oh! You see Morris's hand like shoot up as fast as a sloth's hand can shoot.
And they stayed for another 2 hours figuring out who's bringing the coffee.
Rock, where do you want to be in this whole thing? Do you want to be more on this, like where they're like, do you want to be part of the, we're going to kind of split this up into two groups here. Do you want to be part of the arson squad or do you want to be part of the carpet squad?
Is this like Quiche Squad?
Quiche Force. Thank you.
Baby.
And that is
Quiche Force.
not, there are no quiche involved in this particular adventure. Please, let's not involve a quiche in this adventure.
Ooh, Lorraine or broccoli cheddar?
The fuck is Lorraine?
Dude.
What is a Lorraine?
You've never had a
Definitely.
Lorraine
No,
quiche?
We're not doing this. We're
I
not
don't
doing
even
this
know what
right now.
Lorraine.
We're not doing this right now.
It has ham and
Is that
bacon.
We're not doing this right now.
Broccoli cheddar for sure.
Those do
All right,
sound like
all right.
good team names.
Yeah, we're Team Lorraine. We're the ones starting the fire, I think. And broccoli.
Yeah, the one with Brock has to be broccoli cheddar. 'cause
Yeah.
I mean,
That makes sense. I agree with that one.
Love a theme. Love a theme.
I met a Lorraine once.
Oh.
She was a elusive broad.
I knew a Lorraine too, know what I'm saying?
Right. I know exactly what you're saying, because that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing. I get it.
I think, was it the same Lorraine? Oh, no.
I hope not.
Eskimo brothers.
Brock wants to be, like, so he's thinking more about the fact that he has kind of a reputation to uphold, and you know, he's trying to gain back that reputation. So I don't know if doing something outwardly,
like
forwardly.
arson?
Well, so hear me out. So I think he's going to choose arson because it's more like we're doing it more stealthily. Where like nobody's going to know who set the fires. So like he wouldn't want to be like face to face with people. So I think arson makes the most sense for him to do. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, listen, man.
You had me at arson.
He's also not super bright, so he's not gonna make the best decision here anyway. So
If I remember correctly, Morris literally has a spell called Arson because we gave everybody, these are level 0.5 characters, so he has like trash magic.
Yeah, I got a couple of pocket sorceries, if that's what you're asking about.
Was I supposed to do that? Whoops.
No, everyone's level 0.5. It's just because everyone has like some things they can do, but like not like full class. Pretty sure Nikita has like inspirations he can hand out. And
sounds good to me. I had to remake my character sheet because I do computer.
Yeah, you have I wanted to say it was like a D3 you can hand out because I know it was cursed.
Oh no!
Because like D4 is the wait. I'm sorry. What is the starting bardic inspiration? Is that a D6?
I believe so.
Oh, so you're a D4. You can hand out D4 inspiration.
Nice.
For that.
Nice. Love that.
And I forgot what I gave. I forgot what we gave Uliana, but she has like something. Each person here should have like a small feature or something they can call upon.
She can rage. No, I'm just kidding.
That's why I gave Brock the taser as well. You never know when that's going to come in handy.
Nicole, what class is Uliana? Are you thinking?
I completely forgot.
Me too. This is actually a good reminder for everybody.
Don't know. My class says 0.5 on my character sheet for Uliana.
If you get to pick a class, it should be a homeowner.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I got
Listen,
the key in my pocket.
It's your business. Keep it to yourself. I don't want to know.
I got the key in my pocket right now, and possession is 9/10 of the law, so.
Wasn't she like... Didn't you like... Weren't you going roguelike for her?
Oh.
Does she have...
We come back to that? Is that an important... my dexterity is my second highest. My highest is strength.
Oh.
Rage.
Maybe you're gonna, maybe you were going barbarian like Papa.
Uliana gets real mad when things get dirty.
Yeah, fuck it. You can have like a baby rage.
Strength.
That's up to you.
Oh, sorry. Strength, then con, then dexterity.
Oh, you're a fighter or barbarian or
we'll give you baby rage. We'll give you baby rage then.
Baby rage? Well,
baby, as in she's still 6 foot tall.
When you rage, you'll just have advantage on strength checks, and you'll get like an additional flat 1 damage to attacks,
which may come in handy.
It ends if you end your.
And we can always change it later too. It's just side characters.
Yeah,
they can evolve.
This is just baby. This is baby rage.
Baby rage.
Okay, that sounds good. So we have 2 Team Arson now. I feel like we have a few people who are going to have to be present for carpet delivery.
Yeah, I'm going to be in carpet delivery, I think. It makes sense that I live there.
Kind of same.
And I'm the responsible adult.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It sounded weird coming out of my mouth, too.
You're trying, though. That's what counts.
Okay. Well, the planning session comes to a close. A few people do end up heading to Morris's house out of a sense of obligation to hang out.
Nice.
Yeah, so how
He's
is
ecstatic.
Morris's house actually?
It's like one of those
You walked
70s
into that one,
bachelor
bro.
houses with like a lava lamp, and there's like
These places
orange.
are all pretty the places
greens.
themselves are all very cookie cutter, but the insides are all
He's like
customized,
rounded the
right,
he's like
exactly.
rounded the corners off of a lot of things to make it kind of that spacey looking
There's like a sunken
furniture.
floor living room.
exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
a conversation pit.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
You never get those anymore.
I also think there should be some kind of like large stuffed animal or something that's like unidentifiable, but
Sure.
he has it as like a
Super
centerpiece.
familiar.
Whatever.
Right.
Like
yes.
like
familiar.
whatever, maybe like some sort of strange characterization of whatever fauna exists on this planet. You know, on a planet full of anthropomorphized animals, there must be some really interesting looking fauna.
Yeah.
It's so genericized that it could be any of them.
It could be any of them. And I'm thinking like, you know,
Shag carpet. There's a lot of
Oh,
beads
God.
everywhere too, like in between.
and there's got to be
doorways.
like piles of like little like piles of like not just trash,
yeah, like
but
cultivated
like,
trash. Yeah, exactly.
but,
Cultivated
like
piles
weird
of
things,
trash.
like you know, like those, like you know, like maybe like every now and again, like a bracelet bead, a tiny straw wrapper, like you know,
Sure.
like, just like
treasures.
little stuff. Yeah.
Scratched off lottery tickets. Yes, exactly.
A bunch of ashtrays with a few like cigarette butts in them, and you know,
yeah, you see
cigarette
him
butts
like
sometimes on the
switch it
floor.
out from his pocket. He like takes an ashtray out and switches it out with another one from his pocket and like puts a new ashtray in. He ashes
Puts
in
But,
it
like
before.
puts like a full ashtray in his pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah, exactly.
diabolical, bro.
And managed to produce another full one to put back out.
Exactly. Yeah, he like ashes in it before he puts it in his pocket too. Exactly.
Upon seeing that, Nikita would immediately stand up and go, okay, I'm out. It's been good.
Yeah, I'm sure that Yeti and the children go back to, you know,
Yeah, he like switches
Yeah.
out a
This
bunch
has
of
been
like
weird.
used
Yeti
gum. and-
ushers them out of there, like understanding that this place is seedy just for the purposes of being seedy.
it's just how Morris lives. He's not
Yeah.
necessarily a seedy individual. He's
No,
just
there's absolutely nothing untoward going on, but it just looks so untoward that I can't be seen letting the kids in there.
clutter and
It's so
little
bad.
trash seems to kind of just follow him around.
It's no, and it's easily a more habitable and safe space than anywhere Uliana and Nikita would be, because they're insane.
I mean, yes, thank you. That's a compliment.
There are bomb making parts literally in the living room.
But I suggest when we burn houses down, maybe we start with that one.
Yeah, there's like a table full of like gum that's open and gum that isn't open.
yeah.
It's like one whole table. Yeah, there's the gum table over there. Kind of casually.
The gum table. I would have an aneurysm.
My gum table. Holy shit.
No,
Oh, wait.
those are my gum tables.
Actually, wait, no, all the gum is underneath the table because he's like, yeah, you just
Yeah.
put
Oh,
the gum
yeah.
underneath there, you know, and it's all
That's
on the,
the gum
top.
table for all your
Right.
gum that you've chewed. It's
And
that
I-
you put it under that table.
Well, you also see him, yeah, like switch out some gum from his pocket and replace it from the one that's on the table. Yeah, he switches out a bunch of trash.
This is like him redecorating for company, right? He's
Yeah,
I gotta put out the good gum.
the good
I have to put out the good trash for guests.
yeah, exactly. The good gum.
I can't. Oh my god. That's so gross. Nikita's gonna have nightmares about that house, bro.
Liana never actually makes it in. She's cleaning gum wrappers off the porch.
Oh, we're
Various
leaving.
debris.
We're coming here leaving and telepathically. I'll be like, you do not want to see inside that house.
Yeah, Leonardo would have never made it past the front door anyway. Task overload.
Oh, okay. Woosah.
I'm adding gum
So-
table to the list of things I want if I'm ever stupidly rich. Just a table to put my used gum on.
It has to be the dumbest
I hate it so much.
thing
I hate it
that
so much.
we've said on the show in I couldn't tell you how long. Oh, God.
Oh.
Anyway. Well,
Next day.
a day passes, and just to put a cap on the whole hangout at Morris's house, it's one of those ones. Okay, I'm going to do my best to explain the vibe here, and maybe some folks will understand what I'm saying, and maybe some won't. But like, you ever remember going to like, hey, your friend, like, you're in college, you're maybe 18, 19 years old or whatever. You're like, hey, friend of mine, I think, was throwing a party or something like that. We're all going to go over there. And you go over there and there's like not a lot of people there. And the place just stinks of cigarettes. And like, it's just like, you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, this dude's actually kind of weird. It's like that. And everyone just then, and there's like that sense of like, okay, we're hanging out and we're chatting, but like everyone's a little uncomfortable. And
Yeah.
so like,
Smells like
people
a
just
turtle
kinda
tank.
slowly and very quickly start filtering out. So it doesn't go very late into the night, but to Morris, everyone did hang out at your place. It's just, everyone eventually got a little uncomfortable with just all of the different trash mannerisms and decided that maybe we got an early morning, right? We got to get to bed. That was
I gotta go mow my
excuse.
shower.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's a new day. The sun rises or beginning to rise on the horizon. We thought about 6:15. We all decided that was way too early. So the
8:45.
day does,
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was lawn
however-
maintenance at 8.
people rise, coffee begins to brew. Everyone heads off to their respective places. The call is made to replace the carpet yet again because it is once again not to the specifications that you had sent in.
I'm very
Nikita.
disappointed. I shouldn't have to call this many times.
There is a bit of hesitation, but ultimately they give in and said, okay, well, we'll send someone out right away. We just got to give us a few minutes. We'll make sure we get the right measurements this time and the right color.
And it's the whole house, so send the big fan. You're going to need it.
Okay. Some minutes pass.
You hear the sound of Ileana practicing throwing knives in the background.
And maybe the TV's on in the background, maybe Yeti likes to watch his morning shows or something like that, before, like when he gets up. It's like the one piece of his routine that keeps him sane or something to that effect. There is a news bulletin that does interrupt the morning show programming.
Pause my ironing.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming with this special news bulletin. This is Chugswell McQuint with Concordian World News. Today, the Interplanetary Parliamentary Council of Concordia and Verdara appointed a new head of the Intergalactic Arcane Initiative after the previous CEO was forced to resign after the disaster, the Cosmos Concordia. This new director is, as the Prime Minister stated, a member of the actual parliamentary task force to begin to oversee directly all of the operations that the IAI has up to now operated privately. It has been stated that on day one, inspections of all IAI facilities will be mandated to ensure that everything is above board and that the rescue mission being planned by the IAI goes smoothly to recover, hopefully, the brave souls who gave their lives in this pursuit of knowledge almost a year ago. Prime Minister has said that this should usher in a new age of confidence among the people for our ability to explore what lies beyond our star and these planets that we've called home. Until next time. And then it just kind of shows like a title card, right? Like in a thing. And it goes back to, the morning show.
Man,
I mean, and even the morning hosts are reacting to it. It's like a live, like one of those live morning shows or whatever. And they're like, oh, wow, can you believe that? Wow, a new the government's stepping in and take control of the IAI, and it's about time. I think it's time that the people got to know, exactly what was happening there, because we all deserve answers of what happened on that, fateful day. And hopefully we can, learn the fates of those brave astronauts who went out there. Yeah, it's just terrible. Just terrible. They just kind of, the commentary continues out in the background. And then the doorbell rings. Carpet delivery again.
Just on time.
That's what I'm going to call this episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. Before I introduce our cast, I'm going to kick it off to me, Fran, in the past, to tell you what you could do if you really, really like us. Thank you all for listening. If you like what we do, you can find all of our links in one convenient place, and that is our link tree. It's just linktr.ee/haplessheroes. There, you'll find our social media, merch, and Patreon, but most importantly, you will find the crown jewel of our internet presence, and that is our Discord server. It is free to join, and it's where the cast and I hang out the most, chatting with you, our amazing audience, about the show, sharing memes, and geeking out about all things nerdy and delightful. We'd love to have you be a part of that community. Now, if you really like us, please consider leaving us a 5-star rating or review on the podcast service of your choice. It means the world to us. It helps new listeners find the show. And if we spot your review, we'll give you a shout out right here as the 5-star human that you are. Now, if you really, really like us, you can support the show directly by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/haplessheroes. It's also linked on our link tree. We have a treasure trove of bloopers, bonus content, and even some out-of-character episodes from our many years of adventuring together. Some of those we've even released for free. So please, check it out. That's all for now, though. So let's kick it back to the crew in the future. Thanks, Fran from the past. You are just as handsome as you were then as you are today. I'm sorry. I got caught up with talking to myself again. There's nothing left for me to do now besides outro this beautiful, wonderful cast for you. Until next week, we had Lewis playing Morris DeLume. No relation.
What? Grounded? I don't care what the paper boys were doing. I just want to know why my paper wasn't on time.
Sebastian is Nikita Zangief.
They better have the 1/4-inch carpet I ordered.
Nicole is Uliana Zangief.
Nikita, it doesn't matter. They're going to need to replace this carpet shortly anyway.
Knife sharpening noises.
Mike as disgraced Captain Brock Stark.
Arson for Concordia.
And Dave as Yeti.
My life is strange.
And I'm Francesco. I'm also a little strange, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
All right.